good, Junior. Good boy, say your name, man. Legend, you made the biggest hit. What you saw over there? What happened on that play, Legend?
I just saw them this top with him.
Yeah, so you keep balling. What you got to say to the world, man? Y'all number one in Georgia. Y'all defended that today. What you got to tell the world about the team?
I got to tell them that we number one and nobody can stop me.
Yes, sir. Keep balling. Get up out there. Good play, boy.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of SGDS, Same Goals, Different Struggles. I am your host, AJ. If you are new to the channel and you like what you hear, you like what you know, the intake, the dialogue of everything, click the like, the subscribe button, the follow button, man. Give me your likes, your dislikes. If you don't like something that I said, I'm going to do a quick little video today, man, of sports and politics. Before I get started, I want to say rest in peace to my brother Q and shout out to my nephew, Legend, man. Like, that's my little homie right there, man. I love my nephews. Just so proud to see, man. It's been a rough. That was his last game. As you can see in the beginning, that was his last game of the season before the playoffs in December. My nephew a stud, yo. He a dog. I'm just so proud of him, man. I know this has been a rough year, and it's tough on him. And really, him not understanding everything right now at that young age. As time goes on, I'm pretty sure he's gonna start asking questions. And to me, man, I just want to be there as much as I can. I'm not cannot be there physically every day as I would love to be. That bothers me, but working out some things to get there so I could be there a little bit more. But I talked to him this morning, man. I appreciate his mom, I appreciate his mom, his grandma, just everybody, man, that, just keeping me in contact, sending me videos with everybody, everybody going through their situation of grieving right now. Everybody grieve differently. So, like, seeing videos of my nephews and them calling me, us FaceTiming, those are what motivates me just to keep going when I'm grieving and missing my brother. Because a lot of days get hard. Like, this weekend was hard for me. Feel me? Like, it was just a real hard weekend. It wasn't my best. I didn't even really want to do this video, yo. So, but seeing my nephew, man, it motivated me to keep pushing. It just keeps me to keep going. And I know my brother's here in spirit. To get started, y'all, I'm going to start off with sports because I didn't get a chance in my last video to talk about sports. I was really just focused on other stuff right then. But I'm going to talk about every football game, but I'm going to get on the first game, man, that just is so disappointing and, like, it's a waste of my time of even watching these fucking Falcons. Let me share this page, or I'm going to play it. Yeah, I'm going to share it. Fuck it, yeah, I'm going to share the page. So, as you can see, hold on, y'all. As you can see, we lost 25-31 to the Indianapolis Colts. We played a morning game, our first morning game in a while, I think, and we played one last year, but bro, I don't know what the fuck to do no more, bro, with the Falcons, man. It's disappointing every single year. You have this big hype for this team, man. They show you that they can be a contender. They beat the Bills. They beat certain teams that you wouldn't think they were supposed to beat. Then they come out here, man, and play a tough game. The game they should have won, could have won, and we end up losing, man. And it was so crazy is I had sent before we scored that 25, before we scored our last touchdown, I sent my bro Nate a text, and I was like, hey, bro, we might win this game. And as soon as I thought about it, I was like, nah. I was like, let me send it back and be like, nah, because I knew something was going to come up, bro, with the Falcons, bro. I don't know why, but our coaching staff sucks, bro. Like, this falls back. I know, like, the quarterback didn't play as well as probably everybody. Like, Micheal Penix didn't play as great. But when it comes to it, man, just certain situations that we was in, certain predicaments that could have been where we could have scored, like in the second half where we had a chance if Raheem Morris would have took the time out, we would have had a little bit more. We would have had some more seconds on the clock before Jesse Bates got the interception. Mind you, he didn't take the timeout. Jesse Bates got the interception, but we didn't have enough time left in the second half to even try to do something, man. So these are key, and this is not the first time, this is not the second time. Key moments where Raheem Morris don't know what the fuck to do with the timeouts. He don't know when to use them. Sometimes he don't use them. Sometimes he do use them. As you can see, man, Micheal Penix went 12 for 28 for 117 yards, one touchdown. To me, man, Micheal Penix was just he wasn't consistent enough, man. He did pretty decent. Uh, but we got to get another wide receiver, man. Drake London is really by himself, and we're not using. To me, we don't know how to use Kyle Pitts. Zach Robinson don't know what the fuck he's doing with Kyle Pitts, and it's really just a waste of time. And I hate to say it, I would love to see Kyle Pitts stay on the team, but if they're not gonna use him right, man, they might as well just go get rid of him and use it for get some picks or something, cause they don't know what the fuck they doing with him. And it's just crazy, bro. Look at the wide receiver crews. Uh, Darnell Mooney sucks. I don't know, like Charlie Weiner. If we had put Kyle Pitts at wide receiver, like I said we should, and use Charlie Weiner at tight end, maybe we could use maybe we'll have a second wide receiver for right now. Cause right now we can't do shit. And then you got Bijan, he got 2 receptions. Should have had more. I don't know why David Stills is even on the fucking team. That's a waste. Uh, Tyler Algier had 11 carries for 57 yards. He did pretty decent. It just I'm gonna show y'all some videos, man, of the game, bro. It's just a shame, bro. And Daniel Jones, these numbers look better than what they really like, because he didn't play a great game, bro. He went for 926, 255 yards out, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but he had 7 sacks. The defense actually showed, man. Shout out to the defense, man. The defense played their heart out, bro. I know a lot, like, it's crazy. I hate to say it, bro. Like, it just them boys out there playing, bro. But our offense coordinator and our fucking head coach is literally just got them boys out there playing their hearts out, and we can't do nothing, bro. Like, we really should have won this game. Xavier Watts had 11 tackles. Jesse Bates had 9. Rodney Harrison Jr., who's probably been stepping up, should be probably starting where JD Barron be starting. Because even though JD Barron, I think, made a key play at the last minute, I think it was before we went into overtime, he still sucks. Like, he's not going to cut it for me. The rookie showed up again, man. You got James Pierce Jr., who had a fumble sack. You had Jalen Walker, who recovered the sack. So you see now these are the future of our the Falcons defense, man. They're showing up. As you see, they get more time, they get more comfortable. They are showing up and balling out. And all our rookies, Xavier Watts, we got Billy Bowman back. Let me see what he did. Billy Bowman first game back. I don't think he did as much. Or no, I'll tell you back. He had 5 tackles. Billy Bowman was back. I don't think we're gonna keep Arnold for next year. Esbuki, whatever his name is. I apologize if I pronounced now, but he had 4 tackles. I don't think he's gonna be there next year. We should have got something for him, because I really don't think he's gonna be there next year. But our defense plays solid, man. And what my boy Brandon Doris, bro. Brandon Doris, bro, is stepping up, and I think it's gonna be a solid player for the Falcons. So I know people always saying that we need another defensive tackle, and we do when it comes to the run, because we can't stop the run to save our fucking life. So I do understand that when it comes to that. To me, I do think we need to get one. We should look for it. I don't know. We should look for it in the draft, more so I would say in free agency if we could. If you have seen reports that nigga Kirk Cousin got and fucking just ripped us off, bro. 90 million. He will get his full guarantee. 90 million. Just a waste, bro. Like a waste of fucking time. Let me play some of these videos from the Atlanta Falcons and Colts game before I move on from they sorry ass. So this is the first one. Look at this shit. This is the Jesse Bates interception that before the halftime. So this is when before Raheem Morris could have called the timeout. He could have called a timeout, and we would have had a little bit more time out to do something, but he fucking didn't. Again, what play is this? Let's talk about this. 38. 38 either need to be cut or he need to be in the back if y'all gonna do this routine. I'm gonna play this shit again because I want y'all to see this shit. Look at 38. Bro, I don't even got no rhythm, but damn, that shit is embarrassing, bro. And they still won. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't, bro. But that was embarrassing. Jonathan Taylor is the front runner for MVP, man. That boy is balling fucking out, yo. Like, I believe, what did Jonathan Taylor have? Jonathan Taylor had 32 carries for 32 carries, 244 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Like, bro, that's just unacceptable. So when it goes back to, like I said, the defensive tackle, yes, we need a defensive tackle and we need a better linebacker. I think, like I said, if we had Debo, things would be a lot different when it comes to the linebacker position. So that's why I didn't want to jump on the linebacker position so bad, because we are missing Debo. But when it comes to the defensive tackle, Ruka could get the fuck on to me.
Jones lofts it up there. Warren breaks the tackle, steps out of bounds inside the 30.
That shit was tough.
Jones lofts it up there. Warren breaks the tackle, steps out of bounds inside the
30. So that was on the 4th down play when they was on the drive before they hit the Bro, that shit was crazy. That was before the 3rd and 21 goddamn play they hit. Non-catching butter hands, mind you. I want to say it's because that he didn't play in the preseason. Darnell ain't been doing shit. Period, bro. Like, he's not a number 2 to me. I would put him at number 3 if we kept him, but we need a number 2 wide receiver.
Here he comes. Now drops back. Jones under pressure. That ball is out. Big time hit again. Jalen Walker recovers. Here he comes.
Out, yo. I ain't even gonna lie. These last 2 weeks, bro, I gotta give it up to that, bro. Like, he's a dog. Like, he's been showing up for real. That's another thing with the linebacker position. What are we gonna do with him next year? Are we gonna keep him still doing like the linebacker, DN linebacker, or are we gonna switch him just the linebacker? That's another thing on why I said I was speaking on the linebacker position, on not trying to get one so quick, just to see what we could do with him and Debo. But Burb isn't balling out, and I think we're losing Caden Ellis next year, if I'm not mistaken. He's a free agent, or if we re-sign him. But we do have some things that we do need to work on.
He's the physicality. A little stumble out of it by Sauce Gardner. But a great.
What? Let me.
He's the physicality.
The move that Sauce Gardner did, I did that shit in the club one day when I was drunk. I fell down just like that one day. That shit was embarrassing, bro. Shout out Drake London, bro. Drake London has been balling out of control, bro. And to me, he's having a Pro Bowl season, man. I don't care what nobody's saying. Bro has been our only thing that we could really count on. I think we could count on Kyle Pitts more if Micheal Penix would be consistent enough to throw it to him. Like, Kyle Pitts has been open, and he's been catching the ball, and he's been blocking better. But what can you do if the quarterback is not getting you the ball, or he's being inconsistent with his throws?
Output last week against Pittsburgh's tough defense. Now Jones takes a shot in the double coverage. End zone. Warren, the rookie. Beg your pardon, it's Pierce leaping for the touchdown.
We need a cornerback. We need a second cornerback. Mike Hughes didn't play this game, but we need a second cornerback, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I'm tired of seeing us get burnt every fucking play. Even when even when we getting pressure, bro, we still getting burnt. So I need us to get a second quarterback. And the last video I'm gonna play for y'all is this Micheal Penix Jr. actually explaining that he needs to be better as a quarterback, as a franchise quarterback. Chat, I want y'all to tell me, any Falcon fans, do y'all believe that he's the future? Do you believe that he could lead us to a Super Bowl? Do you believe that the quarterback and the quarterback coaching hasn't lived up to where he's producing well enough on the field? Or do you put blame on Micheal Penix Jr. and saying he's just not reading the defense well enough? He don't understand how to read man coverage and like well enough. Like he's just not there yet. And does that come with time? Do you see the potential in him that he could be a star? Let me know how y'all feel on him, man.
Another tough one. Tell me about your mindset now as you emerge from this game.
I just gotta play better. Play better for my team. Find the open guy and complete the ball when it's there.
Did you feel like, did you get what you were expecting to see from the Colts as far as some man coverage, a lot of pressure looks against you?
Yeah, we got everything we expected. They're just a better team today.
Okay, as you move forward now, you're the face of this franchise from the quarterback position. What do you think about it in the attitude you carry forward?
I gotta play like it. I don't feel like I'm playing like it. I gotta do better.
Okay, appreciate you, man. Micheal Penix.
So coming from the quarterback his own self, man, is telling us that he does need to play better. How do y'all feel, man? I do feel like even Bijan needs to get the ball a lot more, a little bit more. 17 carries is not enough, apparently. I don't know why he really of the time on the fourth quarter. I mean, Tyler Ajay was doing his thing too, but I don't know, man. Just Zach Robinson, bro. And it's just the play calling has been terrible. We need to fire Zach Robinson. And Raheem Morris is not a leader of men. He don't know how to really dictate time, and he just not there yet, bro. Like he can't. I don't believe he could coach. Like not this. Like I just don't see he's a head coach. He's probably a better defensive coordinator. And if you ever listen to his interviews, man, it just sounds like the same shit robotically. He just says the same shit over and over. Like I was gonna play one of his videos. I mean, play the last video of his what was that shit? I was gonna play the same thing I did with Micheal Penix Jr., but I ain't even waste my time with that bullshit, bro, because Raheem Morris just gonna keep saying the same shit and doing the same shit. We gonna have to find somebody that can really come in here and know how to use our weapons that we have, because we have the weapons, and now we have the weapons on defense. Yeah, we do need a few more key pieces, another defensive tackle that can stop the run, and we need another cornerback. But pretty much, man, we have a solid defense. There's only so much you can ask of the defense, and I do blame the defense on that last drive, though. If we could have stopped them from scoring before going into overtime, I do that part. I mean, even getting the field goal, just getting down there. You cannot let the Colts with a 3rd and 21 get all the way down, gain 19 yards, and then they go for 4th and 2 and convert it. Like, that's unacceptable, too. So it's a lot of things that's just unacceptable when it comes to the Falcons, man. We shouldn't have lost this game, but bad team lose this game like that. Great teams would have won. I mean, good teams would have found a way to win. Colts found a way to win. Jonathan Taylor, to me, is MVP. Salute to him. Let me get into these other games real quick, y'all. All right, so the Eagles play the Packers tonight. Thursday night was the Raiders versus Broncos. The Broncos pretty solid, man, but that offense needs to get better. Look at Bo Nix, sorry ass. Bo Nix only had 150 yards. Yeah, their defense was solid in keeping them in the got them at 8-2. It's not their offense, but you still have a few more games for the offense to click. I don't know how that's gonna go, but we'll see. Fuck the Falcons. Just talked about them. The Giants versus the Bears. So in this Giants versus the Bears, the Giants quarterback Jackson Dart did get injured and did not return. He did have he was 19 out of 29 for 242 yards. I believe when the Giants get everything together, they get all their like Malik Neighbors back, they get Scatterable back. They're gonna have a pretty nice team next year, man. Shout out to Chicago Bears, man. Caleb Williams and them boys is balling out there in Chicago. So much love to them. Next game we got is the Dolphins versus Bills. I did not see this coming. The Dolphins beat the Bills 30 13. Josh Allen was 28 out of 40 for 306 yards with 2 touchdowns. Jaden Waddles had 5 receptions for 84 yards and 1 touchdown. So good win for them, man. Good win for Miami. Those are games the Bills can't sleep on. They should have won that game. Hopefully it don't come back to bite them when it comes to playoff contention, because they was trying to fight for that first seed. But let's see if it comes back to haunt them. The Ravens versus the Vikings. The Ravens beat the Vikings 27-19. J.J. McCarthy was 20 out of 42 with 248 yards. Derrick Henry had 20 carries for 75 yards. Jay Nailers, I don't know who that is, from Minnesota, had 5 receptions for 124 yards. So I don't know, Baltimore. Let's see what Baltimore is. Baltimore, Chad, what do y'all think? Is Baltimore coming into a groove now? Do you see Baltimore about to make a run for it? They defense was pretty solid this game. Tell me how y'all feel. Any Baltimore fans out there? Y'all tell me how y'all feel about y'all team. Next game, we got Browns versus Jets. The Jets beat the Browns 27-20. I believe the Browns need to fire their coach. He still hasn't even tried to give Shador another chance, just to even give him a chance. You had Daniel Gabers, who was 17 out of 32 for 167 yards. Nothing too crazy. 2 touchdowns. He ain't won. He's not winning. So I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the Browns coach has against Shador, just to see what he could do to give him a chance, because you're not going to the playoffs. So I don't see what his goal is. Apparently it's not to win. You can see that this is more than it's deeper than what the people are saying in the media, or just what they presenting out. It's a lot more to this that he really just I feel he just don't like Shador, because ain't no way you don't give him a try, because Daniel Gabriel is not doing nothing better to win y'all games. But shout out to the Jets. The Jets has won two games in a row. I believe the Jets are on to something good after making those few trades that they made last week with Sauce Daniels and Quentin Williams. Let's see how they do, man. They on a 2-game winning streak. Patriots versus Tampa Bay. So Patriots beat Tampa Bay 28-23. The Buccaneers fall to 6-3. The Patriots are now 8-2. Baker Mayfield was 28 out of 43 with 273 yards. Equable, I think I said his name right. Talented wide receiver out of Ohio State for Tampa Bay, man, had 6 receptions for 115 yards. I believe this kid is going to be very, very special in the league for a long time. And with Mike Evans being out and Chris Godwin, they're going to really need him to stay healthy for this little stretch, for the rest of this stretch, and for the playoffs. This was a pretty close game, man. So it's two good teams was probably end up, hopefully, you never know, man. This might end up being a Super Bowl match. Next game, we got Saints versus the Panthers. So the Saints beat the Panthers 17-7. I don't know what's going on with the Panthers. The Panthers be up and down. They a little still inconsistent. Saints, this is a good little win for them. Their rookie quarterback was 19 out of 27, 282 yards. You got Alvin Kamara that had 22. Kamara. Sorry, y'all. There's 22 carries for 83 yards. And Chris Overlay had 5 receptions for 104 yards. So them boys balled out. Let's see what they do. I think we play the Saints coming up this month on the 29th, if I'm not mistaken. Next game, we got Jaguars versus the Texans. Texas beat the Jaguars 36-29. Good win for the Texans. It was a close win, close game. Let's see who's going to come out of that division behind the Colts, man. I thought the Jaguars were going to make it interesting, but ever since they lost Travis Hunter, man, they just ain't been really – I don't know, man. Their offense ain't really been hitting on nothing without Travis Hunter in there. So let's see if they can keep it consistent. I don't know if Travis Hunter is coming back. I know he's supposed to miss just 4 games. He's on IR, but let's see if what happens with that. The next game you got Seahawks versus the Cardinals. Cardinals fall to the Seahawks 44-22. Seahawks are now 7-2. Cardinals are 3-6. I don't even want to talk about that game, man. But the Seahawks are actually more better than I thought they was gonna be. I didn't know Sam Darnold was that gonna have the same type of year that he had with Minnesota, but he has turned out to be having the same type of year, even better. So shout out to the Seahawks, man. Next game we got is the Rams versus the 49ers. Shout out to the Rams. So my bro, that's just his team. The 49ers is his team, man. I gotta hit up my boy. He don't really be talking shit like that, but I gotta hit him up about that. I was just talking shit about him the last game. The Rams, man, the Rams is a team that I told y'all on the last one that you're gonna have to watch out. Matt Jones was 33 out of 39 for 319 yards. Not a bad game, 3 touchdowns. Leading receiver was Kitty for 9 reception, 84 yards. Kay Williams for the Rams had 14 carries, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns. This was a very good win for the Rams. Next game we got was the Lions versus Commanders. Commanders not gonna be nothing without Jason Daniels, but they did say Daniels would be could come back by week 13. He didn't need surgery on his elbow. That was great to hear. For the Lions, they move on to be 6-3. Goff was 25 out of 33 for 320 yards, 3 touchdowns. Gibbs had 15 carries, 142 yards. Shout out to Gibbs for 2 touchdowns. And Williams had 6 carries for 6 receptions for 119 yards. The last game on here, y'all, is the Chargers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know what's going on with Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh falls to 5-4. Chargers move on to 7-3. They beat them 25-10. Herbert was 20 out of 33 for 220 yards. Very, very good game. Cato, I think that's his name, 25 carries for 95 yards. Very, very good game, man. Let's go to college football, y'all. I don't even think I talked about this. Let's go to college football. So this is this week. I ain't gonna speak on this week. Let's go to last week. All right, y'all. So this is last week games. So we had we had Southern Cal beat Northwestern 38-17. We had Ohio State beat Purdue 34-10. Ohio State looking real good, man. I think Ohio State's number 1 in the playoff rankings. They looking real good. Could they go back to back? Jeremiah Smith had 10 receptions for 137 yards. That boy, he's gonna be a stud. On to the next game. This was a good game, y'all. I don't know if y'all seen this game. Indiana versus Penn State. I was actually watching this game for the last few minutes, and that amazing catch that they did at the last in the last play, man, that shit was special. But Indiana did beat Penn State 27-24. It was a good game, good game. Penn State almost won. They just couldn't pull that one out. Came down to the last play, and Indiana quarterback might win the Heisman, y'all. I never thought I'd see an Indiana quarterback up for a Heisman trophy, but college football is on a different time in different ways, man. Next game we got Texas A&M versus Missouri. Texas A&M beat Missouri 38-17. Reed was out 20 out of 29 for 221 yards. Very solid quarterback, 2 touchdowns. Texas A&M, I don't know who they could be playing. It might be Texas A&M versus Alabama in the SEC championships, y'all. They keep winning out, so that could be a very, very, very interesting game, y'all. Next game we got is LSU versus Alabama. Alabama beat LSU 20-9. I didn't see Alabama being this good this year. I'm gonna be dead serious. I ain't see this, but they are very, very good. Simpsons went 21 out of 35 for 277 yards and 1 touchdown. I wonder how Ryan Williams doing. I didn't get a chance to watch this game. LSU is having a very terrible year. I'm pretty sure they didn't expect this type of year, having to fire their head coach Les Miles. But if you get the right coach on that predicament, bringing in with that talent that they do have there and how they can bring in new recruits, LSU will be back. So don't underestimate them for next year. Next game we got is Georgia versus Mississippi State. I was watching this game until I seen the 17-7 score. By the time I got to 17-7, I turned this shit. Georgia beat Mississippi 41-21. Stockton was 18 out of 29 for 264 yards. You got Ian Frazier for 12 carries for 181 yards. Damn, he ran straight hell on Mississippi State. Good win for Georgia. Ole Miss versus Decatur. Decatur, I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. 49-0. Lane Kiffin still with him, man. I hope he was going to end up in Florida, but if he's still winning that Ole Miss, man, they head to the playoffs. I don't see no reason for him to leave, man. The game of the week that they had was Texas Tech versus BYU. Texas Tech came out as the winner, 29-7. Good win for Texas Tech. Next game you got is Oregon versus Iowa. Oregon beat Iowa 18-16. Oregon got a little pretty decent squad, but I don't think they're going to hit on nothing in the playoffs. Next game you got Notre Dame versus Navy. Notre Dame running back is a real stud, and I believe he's going to be a top 5 pick, man. They beat Navy 49-10. Navy don't be playing nobody, but they're a pretty decent, strong team, man. But they don't be playing nobody. But next game we got in the upset, we got Wake Forest over Virginia, 16-9. Virginia was a top-rated team. I think Virginia was looking to be in the playoff too. They was gonna win. They kept winning out, but their playoff dreams might be gone. Next game we got is California versus Louisville. 29. California, another upset, 29-26 over Louisville. Louisville playoff dreams might be gone too. Next game we got is Vanderbilt versus Auburn. Pretty good team. Vanderbilt beat Auburn 45-38. Next game we got is Miami versus Syracuse. Fran Brown was going off. I hate to see a black coach go off like that, bro, but damn, he was going off, man. Miami beat Syracuse 38-10. Carson Beck was 18 for 24, 247 yards and 1 touchdown. Cade Marlin had 3 receptions for 116 yards. Good win for Miami. And then another upset, we have Wisconsin over Washington, 13-10. You never know when it comes to this football, man. All right, then, y'all. That's enough for for football, man. Let's get into this politics shit real quick. So if you haven't heard, the government shutdown has ended. Let me pull this shit up real quick. I'm gonna play a video. Let me get into the video real quick for y'all. The government. They said the Democrats caved in, y'all. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. Let me get to this one video.
Vote on the extending the tax credits. It does not guarantee that it's going to happen. So how do you explain, though, to your constituents why it was worth it to put up this fight for so long when in the end you did not get your key demand?
Because it wasn't working. How long would it take to not get a response to say it isn't working? In other words, it's been 6 weeks. There's been the Republicans made it clear they weren't going to discuss the health care issue, the Affordable Care Act tax credits, until the shutdown was over. We tried to keep working that for 6 weeks. It didn't happen. The vote that we have is not a guarantee for sure. It's more of a guarantee. Here's the way I would put it. As I assessed it, there was 0 chance of dealing with the ACA issue as long as the shutdown continued. Now, I don't know, 50-50, but there's a lot better chance now than there was this morning.
I'm gonna say this. I knew this shit was about to come to an end because I told y'all them flights was getting canceled and them big corporations was losing money, and that shit wasn't gonna keep. They wasn't gonna have that for too long. Let me see something. Stop. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up this CNN report. See what's CNN. All right, y'all. Enough. The Democrats cave, paving the way for a shutdown to end. Let me read this shit. All right. Enough. Democrats cave. A Sunday night Senate deal may be on the verge of resolving the largest government shutdown on record. After a group of moderate Democrats dropped their key demand, a guaranteed extension of the Obamacare subside, the agreement opened the way for a Senate vote in which 8 Democratic defectors vote to break the filibuster and to clear the first hurdle to reopen the government after nearly 6 weeks. Their move will offer relief to millions of Americans whose lives have been severely disrupted by the shutdown. But the compromise was obviously by some very key parties leaders and is already entering a firestorm of protest from progressive who occurs their more modern courage of destructurally backing down, handling President Trump a victory and turning their backs on millions of Americans who cannot afford spiking healthcare premium. I would not support a deal that does nothing to make healthcare more affordable. Democrat Senate Elizabeth Warren, a leading progressive, wrote on X, "We are in a healthcare emergency. A vote for this bill is a mistake." So, y'all, do y'all feel like this is a vote for mistake? Do you feel like the Democrats have caved in? Give me 1 second, y'all. It might be a crave to phrase the human misery caused by the shutdown for a passionate win after a political do that deprived millions of Americans of full benefit, left federal workers with zero paycheck, and created chaos and safety fears and commercial evasions. But this crisis preceded by the expiration of enhanced subsidies for the Affordable Care Act plan, whose prices are skyrocketing, was fought for multi-layer politician reason. It would influence judgment on Trump's second presidential and the Republican majorities in Congress and help define the trajectory of the Democratic Party comeback bid ahead of the next year midterm election. The deal sets a date for vote in the Senate on ACA subside in December, but falls well short of submitting their extension. It funds the government through January 30th and guarantee pay for federal workers for longing during the shutdown and those who work without pay. It also reverses Trump firing of federal employees throughout the impassive and funds food stamp through 2026. Once the package works through procedural steps in the Senate, the Republican lead the House must be recalled to vote on the measures. So how do y'all feel about all this, man? I'm gonna play another video. What do y'all see happening from this, man? This is has been one of the longest government shutdown ever. What do you see coming from this? Do you see anything good coming from this? Other than federal workers being able to get paid again, and people that are on SNAP being able to get their full funding. But when it's time to come back to the table again for a retalk and a new extension of the government, do you think this will be effective? Like, can you see us going again where they don't get along and they can't come to agreement, so we have another shutdown? Do you see anything else that you think might happen that we're headed to? Like, what do you like? Do you see us headed for another downfall? Do you see us headed to a civil war or a war Y'all let me know, chat. What do y'all feel like is going ahead from all this? Here go
The
another
Senate
video.
has just taken the first step to end the record-long government shutdown, 40 days and counting. Senators voting to pass a new bill proposed by Republicans that would fund the government through January 30th. Now, this bill still needs to go through the House, and it is not yet clear whether House Democratic leaders are on board with this deal. Now, the bill notably does not include an extension of expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies, which, as you know, was a major sticking point and still is for Democrats. Democrats instead settling for a promise that the Senate will vote on a bill for that next month, two sources telling NBC News Tonight.
I want to just say this. I feel bad for the people, especially the older people that are having to pay more for their health care. I just want to say, I don't know if it's a plan to like kill old people off, but I really do feel like every cent it has been a pain. And I feel like it started not just a few years ago, we could go before, probably even before COVID. But I feel like even just seeing what it did during COVID, how so many older people died, even with having the shot. Like I was always against getting the shot. And I was in the hospital with a whole bunch. I was in the ICU with everybody had COVID except for me. So I seen a lot of people going through that stuff, and I see a lot of older people worrying about their health care, switching over, just having these discussions with people that I meet outside. It's a very touching situation. It's very scary for a lot of people. We have to come together as people, and when I say as people, we need to get with our families. I just hate to say that, keep saying that when a lot of us don't even have family. A lot of us can't even get along with our family. In a lot of our families, we are trying to believe one thing, and we believe that just because this person don't believe something that we can't get along, and it shouldn't be like this. Even if we have different belief, and if we believe something is different, we should find a common goal to be able to get along, especially during this time, because everything is set up for us to either be killed off or die in misery. And just look at how people have to work. It used to be, and this is, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Trump. This new thing that Trump is trying to do with mortgages now. I don't know if I can find that shit. I should have pulled it up. It's right here. Let me see. Is Donald Trump proposing a 50-year mortgage? What know about the long-term terms loan? Let me see some, y'all. All right, y'all. So President Donald, the fuck? Hold on, y'all. That's the shit I be talking about. All right, y'all. So President Donald Trump on Saturday, November 9th, appeared to propose a mortgage with 50-year terms, and the idea that drew criticism from leaders in Washington, researchers, and others. Thanks to President Trump, we are indeed working on the 50-year mortgage, a complete game changer. Federal Housing Finance agent Dr. Bill Plotin wrote on X. But other Trump's allies barked at the idea. Conservative Rep Majority Taylor Greene shares on X that she's opposed the move, arguing that it rewards the bank, the mortgages leaners, and home builders, while people pay far more in interest over time and die before they ever pay off their home, which I believe too. You got people that's still trying to pay off their 30-year-old. While the idea of extending mortgage term may intentionally seem appealing, it has a few serious drawbacks. Perhaps the most daunting is that legislation passes after the 2008 financial crisis especially limit most regularly mortgage to terms of 30 years at the maximum. But there are more reasons why a longer term may not make sense. Interest rate go up on longer terms, yes. Extending the terms of a mortgage from 30 to 50 years could drop the monthly payment, wrote Richard Green, a professor at the University of Southern Cal. A 50-year uh, a motorizing would cost 564 per 1,000 100,000 of mortgages versus 632 for the same amount for a 30-year loan. For a 500 mortgage, in other words, the monthly payment will be roughly $340 cheaper. But that doesn't account for the fact that longer terms naturally have higher interest rate because they're riskier for lenders. That's already clear, Green wrote, and the difference between 15-year mortgage rate and those for 30 years. Longer loans terms build less equity. When homeowners make monthly mortgage payment, a portion of the payment goes to cover interest covered, and a portion occurs in equity. The owner stakes in the property. The longer the terms of the loan, the less equity gets occurred. We already have the real life evidence of why it's so important to have equity in the home. Thanks for the subprime bubble and bust in the 2000s when home prices dropped, millions of Americans became underwater on their loans, meaning that they owed more to a lender than their homes were worth, and they had negative equity. Extensive research from the period has shown that while most Americans do try hard to stay in their homes, they are far more likely to default on their mortgages or walk away from it altogether if they are underwater. Underwater homeowners are 150% to 200% more likely to default on their mortgage than those with positive equity. Note the 2006 academic paper from Colorado State University and Momount University Research. The St. Louis feed explains the idea that this way in 2014, negative equity is a necessary condition for default. Otherwise, household would sell their house, pay back their mortgage, and keep any remaining funds. So what do y'all see happening from this? Oh shit, I had the wrong one of y'all. Sorry. Hopefully y'all just heard me though. But what do y'all think about this, man? Do y'all see this being I can go back to and just show y'all. Just 1 second, y'all. Oh, here it goes. No, that ain't it. There it is. Y'all. Yeah, this is it. This is what I was reading about all this, bro. Like the 50-year mortgage. Do you feel like you? Dang, I still messing. Yeah, it's time for me to get off. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get back on here tomorrow, man. This is just a quick recap of everything, man, that's going on. I ain't always planning on staying on here long. My shit fucking up again. Let me see something. Yeah, there you go, right there, y'all. My bad. Finally got it. But as y'all can see, this is the 50-year proposed a 50-year mortgage term that I was just talking about. And you know in the comments, man, how y'all feel about this, bro? Like, is this idea of a 50-year mortgage a good idea? Could you see more people being able to afford homes? But would they be able to get any equity in it? Would they be able to buy it off? Um, I don't know, man. I'm just I look at stuff this and I tell myself my how can I say how I'm gonna just move around in this world, especially just preparing that my kids are getting older, and I always want to prepare them for this world before they get set up in this world, especially if anything happens to me. So I'm always researching. I always just trying to figure. I haven't been the best on my going. Little information that I find, I do put out and stuff like that. I will be doing more as every day grow and I get better. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, man. Just everything about the government reopening back up. Can you see this? Do you see anything good happening about this, or do you feel like the Democrats just creating it in? If you're a Republican or if you're a Democrat, y'all let me know how y'all feel, man. I'm